in these hills that spreads so quickly. And the second is, you got to have water. And my understanding is the reservoir was not refilled in time and in a timely manner to keep the hydrants going. So that's a failure, whether on DWP's part or another city agency. But this is basic stuff. This isn't high science here. And it's all about leadership and management that we're seeing a failure of. And all of these residents are paying the ultimate price for that.
Despite what you have heard from Caruso, no firefighters have told us that they are running out of water.
And let's go out to Gigi Graciette. She is live in Pacific Palisades. I know your signal's not the best, but Gigi, what can you tell us?
Well, firefighters have told me they have no water on this block, and you may be able to make out the area.
So here's Plaskett. Here's Plaskett trying to talk her way out of this.
I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein, who at the time was my constituent, who was not public knowledge at that time.
That's an absolute lie. He had been prosecuted as a sex offender 11 years before.
The guy was about to be murdered with piano wire in his cell. It was 2019. Yeah. The guy was dead a few months after he sent those text messages.
Yeah.
No, nobody.
The idea that this was not known,
that he was under federal investigation, and who was sharing information with me. Now, I heard recently.
Okay, so she's trying to take this angle too, that she was trying to maintain the relationship because she was trying to get information from him. She has not defined what that information was, by the way. She's just kind of vaguely hinting at information. We showed this. We're not going to show it in this segment. We showed when we covered the first part of this on our own show. She was the one who really grilled Schellenberger and Taibbi and called them so-called journalists during the Twitter Files hearings. You could not find a more disgusting example of exactly the kind of Democrat that makes people run in the other direction, that makes people vote for anyone who's not a Democrat. Like, you could not find a better example of why the Democrats, even in the face of the disaster that the Trump administration has quickly shown itself to be, have a 26% approval rating. You could not find a better example of why that is than Stacey Plaskett. And here they are all rallying around her to protect her when she's been exposed in the most blatant and humiliating way possible, other than being in a sex tape, which she was actually, but not related to Jeffrey Epstein. All right, so here she is on CNN, and good on them. They pushed back on a lot of this.
Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
There are a lot of people who have committed a lot of crimes.
It's like what Trump said about the Syria guy. Remember, Jelani came. He says he's had a rough past.
Yeah,
we've all had a rough past.
It's a lot of killers out there.
Yeah,
a lot of killers. I am a delegate for the Virgin Islands. 93% of people on the Virgin Islands have been convicted of a crime. So if I did not take texts from criminals, I wouldn't be able to represent the Virgin Islands.
Yeah. On the Virgin Islands, the pillows are not stuffed with feathers; they're stuffed with $100 bills. So
$100 bills.
I can tell you, everybody's guilty of something. Yeah, and cocaine. Yes, $100
I overdosed
bills
once staying at a hotel.